meeting can be recorded and folks can watch it again.
You're all set.
So we're live now.
Yep.
Great. I'll just go ahead and explain to folks who are watching later that this is just a meeting with no agenda whatsoever, just some friends from Nimi City, Japan, catching up with some friends from New Paltz. Do we want to translate now?
OK、これは特に式次第とかはなく、ニューパルツと耳の友達同士の集まりで、今日は記録を取らせて録音させてもらっています。
And we have a history that expands many decades. Different groups from New Paltz have visited Nimi City, and different groups from Nimi City have visited New Paltz over many, many years. Does someone have a number of how many years ago did this relationship begin?
It started in 1998. So this is 23. Yeah, we have 23 years history, I believe. これはもう23年続いていて、新見市からも多くの人がニューパルツに来ていただきましたし、ニューパルツからも多くの人が新見を訪問しています。
He's the new mayor.
3年。はい。
And we did this check-in call last spring during the onset of COVID, and we're really pleased that today's check-in call, the mayor from Nimi City was able to join us. So we're excited that we were able to have the mayor join us as well this morning. Do you want? Should we have some formal introductory remarks from the mayor from Nimi City?
Okay, after my translation. 昨年の5月にこの第1回のZoom ミーティングを行いまして、ちょうどコロナが流行し始めたことだったので、お互いの情報交換をしました。今日は新見市市長の恵比寿市長がご参加いただいて、とても嬉しく思っています。それでは恵比寿市長の方から一言お願いします。
Mr. Rogers、今日はお招きありがとうございます。
Thank you for your invitation, Mr. Rogers.
私は昨年12月に就任し、新しく新見市長に就任しました恵比寿と言います。よろしくお願いをいたします。
I was appointed as mayor in last December. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
こちらもお願いします。
今日は、限られた時間ですけど、楽しい時間にしていきたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。
I know time is limited, but we'd like to have a fun time with you.
Sounds great.
Yes, 始めました。どうぞよろしく。
よろしく。よろしく。ちょっと英語も覚えてこないかな。用意してないから。
Okay, Tim, maybe we can introduce ourselves first.
Great. Should we go around the room?
Okay.
Kiyoshi, do you want to start?
Okay. Thank you, Tim. My name is Kiyoshi. I think I know everybody now, but I teach English at Nimi University, and I have been involved this sister city relationship for a very long time. And yes, I'm very glad to meet you online today. Thank you. 私、今自己紹介をしまして、この、ニューパルツとの交流にずっと関わっています。ニミコイスラエルで英語を教えていますが、じゃあ、梅田先生どうですか？
My name is Masaharu Yonezawa. ちょっと遠いですね。はい。
I'll go ahead and introduce myself. So my name is Tim Rogers. I've been the Village of Mayor since 2015. And I think this is, you know, as we said earlier, this relationship has existed for going on 3 decades. Can someone from the New Paltz end, was it former Mayor Tom Nyquist's initiative that got this rolling?
Yes.
Yes, I believe so.
Great. And you know, we lost Tom. I believe it was in 2019 is when Tom passed.
Right.
He served for mayor of New Paltz for, I think, 15 or 16 years total. So,
15 years I thought.
right. So that was a huge loss for our community.
Let him translate.
Okay, go ahead, Kiyoshi.
Okay, thank you. 私の名前はティム・ロジャースです。2015年からニューパルツの市長を務めています。今、この交流が20年を超えて、いるのはとても素晴らしく思いますが、この交流を始めたのがトム・ナイクイスト、元市長です。トム・ナイクイスト市長がこちらに来られて、この交流を始めました。トムさんは2019年の12月に残念ながら、お亡くなりになりましたが、ニューパルツで16年間市長を務めたので、私たちにとっても大きな損失になっています。
So we're excited to keep the tradition and the relationship alive and strong. I'm especially excited that Brandon, who's on this call, he visited Japan, I believe a year or 2 ago. He's been practicing his own Japanese. So, you know, one of the things that we're excited about doing today is, you know, having, and Kiyoshi, you and Brandon have exchanged messages in the past. You were going to try to meet with each other during his last visit. Do you want to translate any of?
Okay, thank you. で、今日はこの交流っていうのは非常に長く続いていますし、楽しい交流が続いているんですけれども、今日はブランドンさん、ティムさんの7でしたんですけれども、も参加してくださっていて、で、日本に、はい、実は新見に来たかったんですけれども、ちょっと気象の関係で大変来れなかったんですけれども、僕とメッセージをやり取りをしました。
But our relationship exists because of connections like Dave and Kara, who are on this call. We've had numerous families in New Paltz who have hosted visitors from Nimi City. So, you know, this relationship will only continue when we have various folks interested in stepping up and hosting and making sure that you know, the lines of communication remain open. So there's many more people in New Paltz who have been involved in, you know, protecting and preserving this relationship with our sister city in Nimi than are on this call today, and we're imagining that many of them will rewatch this call on YouTube at their leisure.
Tim, don't forget your parents.
That's right. My parents are also have also hosted visitors.
Right. で、このニューパルツの側でも多くの今日今出てくださっているデイブ・カカノさんとか、それからキャラ・リーさんご夫妻も多くの人気からの訪問者をホームステイをさせてくれました。で、実はティム・ロジャース市長のご両親もたくさんの人をホームステイをさせてくださっていますっていうのを私から言いましたので、またこれが今 YouTube で公開されたら、そういう方々も懐かしくご覧になると思います。
Dave Kakamo, how many times have you hosted visitors in your home in New Paltz?
Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably 8 times. I have things written down, and that's the only way I can remember anything. I have to tell you a funny story about this morning. Before I woke up this morning, I was dreaming about hosting people from NIMI, and the dream was crazy. I won't go into the whole dream, but it was really funny that I was dreaming about that this morning.
Okay. Maybe you're thinking about this Zoom call.
Yes.
で、まあ、デイブ・カカモさん、今右上に行かれましたけど、デイブ・カカモさんが何回ホストファミリーをされましたかっていうことで、1、2、多分8回ぐらいで、多くの人がステイしています。で、今日、まあ、今朝なんですけれども、今朝の夢が、ちょうどニューミの人がやってきて、ホストファミリーとしてホームステイをしてもらうという夢で、まあ、夢の詳細ではない夢でした。
I'd also like to draw your attention to Village Trustee William Murray has joined the call. You'll see his screen has a picture of a construction site. This is a project that we've been working on in New Paltz many years to build a new fire station. So Bill is at the fire station site this morning because there's an important step in the process where concrete will be poured for the new walls. So it seems especially fun to be doing this call and simultaneously doing actual government work. This is probably one of the bigger, more exciting projects that our community will undertake this decade in New Paltz.
左下の建築現場に映ってますけれども、あの方がビル・ウィリアムさんです。で、彼は議員さんなんですけれども、ちょうど今、ビレッジの、消防署の改築工事をしていまして、今日はなんかコンクリを入れる作業があるので、
新しい消防署が建て
替えじゃないですね。
ああ、そうですか。
なので、まあ、その作業をしながら参加をしてくださるそうです。
今、新見市も同じように消防署の建て替えの計画中です。
なるほど。
負けないような立派な消防署を作ります。
はい。Actually, Nimi City is rebuilding our fire station. So we'd like to have a good fire station like yours.
Great. So the next time you visit New Paltz, we will take you on a tour of our new fire station. And we would love to see your new fire station once it's complete.
That's good. で、皆さん、ニューパルツに来られたら、私たちの新しい消防署をご案内しますし、私が新見市に行った時には、ぜひ新しい署を見せてくださいと思います。
はい、私、一応建築士なもんですから、建築士で新しい設備させていただきます。
そうですね。Actually, Tim, Mayor Ellis is a constructor. He's a builder. He's from a building background. So as a builder, he'd like to see your new fire station.
Oh, we can send over the plans. We'd love to see what he thinks.
Okay. じゃあ、設計を送ります。わか
りました。チェックしてみます。
I'd like to check.
We're proud of this fire station because what we've tried to construct is a very energy efficient building. It will be a very, as far as fire stations go, green and sustainable. It should use no fossil fuels at all, and it should be it should last for several decades in New Paltz. We're hoping it'll be an example that other communities will replicate.
でニューパルツの新しい消防署は実は自慢をしているんですけれども、まずはエネルギー効率が非常にいいということ、それから持続可能なエネルギーだけを使用して、 石燃料を使わないで、やりますので、まあ、数十年間、持つと思いますし、他の自治体もきっと羨ましく思って真似をするような消防署になると思います。
もう素晴らしいですね。ぜひ新見市も参考にさせてもらってください。
Thank you for your idea. Maybe we'd like to have like yours, have a fire station like yours.
Well, just to give you a little bit of background about why we're constructing this new fire station, our current fire station can fit 3 trucks. And for many years, we've been squeezing in 4 trucks into a 3-bay garage. So we desperately need this new station. And this new station will have 5 bays that will function as double bays. So it would be able to accommodate 10 total vehicles.
で、まあ、なぜ新しく作り直しているかっていうことを説明させていただきますと、今までは3台分の消防車の車庫に4台押し込んでいたんですけれども、ちょっと手間だったので、今度は 2層の車庫にしまして、今10台分今度入るようになります。
And I'll
That's very good.
Yeah, I'll shift gears from talking about the fire department in 1 second, but I want to take this opportunity just to highlight that we have a 100% volunteer fire department. And it's one of the busiest, if not the busiest fire department in our county. And on average, our volunteers, believe it or not, respond to 2 calls per day, and they're not getting paid.
実はニューパルツの消防署は全員が消防団、ボランティアの消防団員でして、まあ、この地域でも一番忙しいとは言わないけれども、まあ、忙しい方の、消防署になっています。だいたい1日、2件ぐらいの通報に対応しています。
But I can pass the baton to someone else who wants to introduce themselves.
No.
ちょっといいですね。
はい。
Did I just pick someone?
I
Kara.
think.
Sure. Good morning, or good evening, actually.
こんばんは。
I'm here with my husband, Steve, and we've hosted people from NIMI and OSA since the beginning. And I want to say a special hello to Marie and Masai, who stayed with us in 2001.
You were our first guests, and we also have one of our last guests on the last trip. Jiro was stayed at our place briefly during the last visit.
And of course, oh, go ahead.
Sorry. で、私たちはたくさんの新見と、それからその前の大阪、もう交流の初めからたくさんホームステイを受け入れていまして、一番最初に受け入れた人たちのお二人が左上に映っているマリさんとマサエさんです。それから今一番最後になってますけれども、2年前に行った時の受け入れた
So I just want to add that we have made many friends who have stayed with us, and we have many wonderful memories. But one that's very strong is when Masai and Marie were staying with us, we put them on the bus to go back to New York, to fly back to Japan. And within a number of hours, they were back at our house because the airport was closed down because of the attack on the World Trade Center. And so we had the benefit of them staying with us an extra week, along with other Japanese tourists who were unable to return home, who came to New Paltz also.
一番、たくさんの人に泊まっていただいて、いろいろな思い出があるんですけれども、一番思い出に残っているのが2001年の9月のことで、さやさんとマリさんがホームステイしていた時で、実はさよならをしたんですけれども、11日に、同時多発テロが発生して帰れなくなったので、また何時間か後に私たちの家に戻ってきました。それであと1週間滞在をしてもらいましたので、それが今非常に思い出に残っています。
同時多発テロのことになって私もお話があるんだけど、いい？
So speaking of the terrorist attack 9/11, Mayor Edis has something to tell you.
ニューパルズの皆さんにはこれまで新見市との長い交流で多くのホームステイを受け入れていただいてありがとうございます。今コロナ禍で交流が中断しているんですけども、ぜひとも再開して、私もぜひニューパルズに訪問したいと思っています。
Thank you very much for hosting many Nimi citizens in New Paltz homes. And you know, this is COVID-19 going, so we can't visit you and you can't visit us now. But after this corona virus pandemic is over, I'd like to visit you and stay with you as soon as possible.
Well, that would be great. We'll look forward to that.
And we hope to be able to make it back to Nimi. We had a wonderful time visiting many years ago with our children, staying with Masai and Marie, and you made us feel very, very welcome. It was a most memorable visit.
Thank you.
日本に行った時もとてもマリさんとさやさんがよくしてくださって思い出に残っています。どうぞ。
私はもうトラベルが非常に好きでいろんなところを訪ねてるんですが、実はアメリカへ行ったことがなくて、アメリカへ行く旅行の計画をしてて、9.11 の同時多発テロがあった日に実はアメリカのアナハイムにイチローの野球を見に行く予定を取ったんです。で、行く当日に事件があって、ドタキャンで空港から電話があって来ないでください。そういう。
Mayor Ebis, one of the Mayor Ebis's hobbies is traveling, and he didn't have a chance to visit United States, but in 2001, in September, he had a travel plan to see Ichiro Suzuki play for Seattle Mariners at Anaheim Stadium, but the travel is, of course, was canceled, and the travel agency called him to cancel the trip. So, まだ行かれてない。
行ってないからぜひ行きたい。
So he hasn't been able to visit United States yet. So he'd like to visit you in near future.
Yeah, we love that idea. We're going to have our fire station tour. You know, that seems like that would be a fun way to visit each other's communities.
That's right. New York Yankee Stadium. After that.
Right, fire stations and baseball stadiums, yes.
That's right.
そう、それとね、私の娘も、もう20年前になるんですけど、アメリカでホームステイに行ったんですよ。で、ノースカロライナ州のグリーンズボロという町に1週間ホームステイをして、大変楽しい貴重な経験をしてきて、その話を聞くために私もぜひアメリカに行きたいという。
He's my counterpart.
Mayor Ebis's daughter visited not Newport, I'm sorry, but she visited Greensboro, North Carolina, and she stayed there for a week, home state, and she had a very good time there. And every time she told Mayor about the trip, he always thinks that he'd like to visit United States.
So Brandon, can you talk, can you speak some Japanese to the folks?
Yeah, I can try. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. こんばんは、ブランドンです。よろしくお願いします。ニューパルツに9年ぐらいいます。そして大学の科学者、仕事は大学の科学者です。そして暇な時、日本語を勉強しています。I'm very nervous, so I think that's all I have for now.
Yeah, your Japanese is very good. The mayor.
まだ上手じゃありません。2019年に日本に行きました。日本が好きです。
He visited Japan. He loves Japan.
ありがとうございます。コロナが落ち着いたらぜひ日本に来てください。
もう一度ください。
Brandon, please come back.
行きたいです。
He loves to visit.
私もアメリカ行きたいです。
He'd like to go to you too.
Yeah, Kayoshi, I wish we had the chance to meet, but I think it was a tsunami or something, right? That got us both, or we were, it was Golden Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's spring.
What was that?
That's right.
Yeah.
It was.
Brandon, have you been to Nimi?
No, I haven't been to Nimi. Kayoshi and I were planning to meet, but something happened. I think it was a holiday week and everyone was busy, and I think also there was bad weather, so trains got canceled and stuff like that. So unfortunately, it didn't work out. So definitely next time I go, I'd love to go to Nimi.
天候が悪くて電車がキャンセルされて行けませんでした。
残念ですね。それもぜひ本当に
That's too bad, but please come next time.
これのことについて。
ぜひ。
はい。Okay. President Yonezawa has some message.
昨年の5月には Zoom の会議に、パソコンで参加していましたけれど、カメラや音声の調子が悪くて、皆さんの声を聞くことができませんでした。
I participated in the Zoom meeting last May, but my computer didn't work well, so I only heard your voices, but I couldn't speak.
教会ではこのようなオンラインの交流が発展して、自由に市民がやり取りできるようになればいいというふうに思っています。
We, the association, hopes that this kind of online exchanges will develop and allow citizens to interact directly.
とりわけ時代を担う若い世代や学生、子どもたち同士の交流ができるようになることを願っています。
In particular, I hope that the younger generation, students and children who will lead the next generation will be able to interact with each other.
今、コロナ禍で実際の体験ができない状況です。
Now it is a situation that we can't actually experience a lot of things due to the coronavirus.
施設や行事の写真、学校での生活の様子など、お互いが紹介するような交流が気軽にできればというふうに思っています。きっと楽しいものになると思います。
I'd like to see the interaction with each other by introducing photos of facilities, school facilities, and events and school life. I'm sure it will be fun.
学校や友達の間でできるようにするためには、私たち大人のつながりが元になって、そういった機会を設定していくことが大切です。今日の交流もそういったきっかけになればというふうに思っています。
In order for the children to be able to do it at school and among friends, it is very important for us adults to set opportunities based on the connections of with each other.
I hope that this kind of exchange will continue and that the friendly relationship between the two cities will deepen further.
で、このような交流が今後も続いて、同士の交流が深まっていくことを望んでいます。Okay, that was the message from the President, Yonezawa.
Okay, somebody else talk.
I'll say a quick good morning. Oh. Sorry. Hey, I'm Alex. I'm a trustee. I was on the call last time also. So it's good to see some familiar faces again. Brandon, I just want to say that was awesome hearing you speak a little bit of Japanese. One day recently, I walked into the liquor store and happened upon our mutual friend Quinn watching the old video from the first conversation. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to our friends who I know will be watching later on when it's, you know, maybe afternoon here or something. And also I just want to say hi to a couple of friends I know who are watching on YouTube right now. Juju in particular, thanks for waking up with us and tuning in, even though recently moved a little bit away from New Paltz, an old friend from New Paltz that says hello to everyone.
私はアレックスですが、前回の5月のミーティングにも参加をしましたニューパルツの議員の一人です。で、さっき話したブランドンさんと先日酒屋でお会いしたときに、少し日本のお話をしました。それから今YouTube で、これを見たり後で見る人たちにもこんにちはと思っています。
So I just want to say hello from the firehouse site building today. We're starting to pouring our forms here. I can't hear a thing because of the machinery, but wanted to say hello.
で、ウィリアムさんは今工事現場からなので、機械の音であんまりそちらの声が聞こえないんですが、こんにちはと言いたいと思います。
こんにちは。立派な消防署を作ってください。
Please can you hear me, William? Please build a good fire station. どうしましょう。なんか言います。はい。Okay, Mr. Sunada.
Long time no see. My name is Akihiro Sunada. I visited New Paltz with my wife 2 years ago, and we had very good memories. I'd like to thank all of you for your hospitality. Well, tonight I had taken care of my 3 grandchildren, so I was a little bit tired, but okay. Well, I'd like to continue. Or I hope we will have a good relationship with each other from now on. Yeah, thank you.
一応します。2年前に妻と一緒に訪問団で、ニューパルツを訪問しまして、とても楽しかったです。で、今日は孫の世話をしていて、ちょっと疲れ気味なんですけれども、皆さんに会えて、とても嬉しく思いますし、この交流が続けばいいと思っています。
Tim, one thing I'd like to say is thank you to Kiyoshi, who has provided the enthusiasm and the organization to bring so many people to New Paltz. And you really, Kiyoshi, have been a bridge builder. And I think we all appreciate all the translating you've done and all the organizing you've done to make this possible for so many people to enjoy.
Here, here.
Thank you. で、
Well
私
said.
に対して感謝の気持ちを述べてくださいます。たくさんの人を連れてきてくださったり、通訳をいつもしてくださっていて、感謝をしますというふうに述べていただきました。Thank you, Kara.
You didn't tell them everything I said, but that's okay.
A little bit. But thank you. じゃあ、松井さん。
I do have a question. How are the spirits of your community with COVID and the distribution of vaccines? Can you tell us a little bit about how that is going?
OK。で、今、ティム市長から質問があったんですけれども、新見市のコロナウイルス対策とかワクチン接種のことを教えていただけますでしょうか。
はい。それでは、新見市の新型コロナ感染症の現状について、少し説明をさせてください。新見市では、昨年の9月27日に最初のコロナの感染者が、確認されまして、昨日までに78人の感染者が発生しています。人口比で言いますと、約 0.2% の感染率となっています。また、本市においても対策本部を設置して、感染予防の対策を行っているところです。
Okay, I'd like to talk about our situation about COVID-19 in Nimi City. And in Nimi City, the first case of new coronavirus infection was identified on September 27th last year. And we have, as of yesterday, we have had 78 cases of coronavirus in Nimi City. And 78 cases means about 0.2% of Nimi citizens has been infected. We have set up the headquarters to prevent the infection.
市民の日常生活ですが、ロックダウンなどの措置は行っていません。市民にはマスクの着用や、手の消毒の徹底、密閉空間を作らない、密集場所へ行かない、密接場所を作らないなど、国のガイドラインを順用する形で、現在まで呼びかけを行っています。世界と比較すると、非常に少ない感染率となっていますが、日本ではマスクの着用率が高く、感染予防にも関心が高いため、感染者が少ないのではないかなと思っています。
Okay, regarding citizens' rights, we don't lock down the city. We asked our citizens to follow the nation's guidelines of mask wearing, disinfecting our fingers and hands, avoiding closed spaces, not going to crowded places, and social distancing. Compared to other countries, I think Japan's infection rate is very low. And I think that that is because of earnest mask wearing and high interest in prevention of infections.
小学校や中学校、高校の授業については、最初の新型コロナ感染症患者の発生以降、自宅待機などはなく、学校での対面授業を行っています。ワクチン接種の動向ですが、現在医療従事者への接種が始まったところで、来月中旬から高齢者の接種を優先して始める予定です。その後、一般市民へのワクチン接種を行う予定としています。
Okay, about the schools, after the identification of the first case in our city, we have not closed our elementary, junior high, and senior high schools, and continue teaching in classroom settings. And about vaccination, we have just started inaugurating vaccine to medical professionals. We are going to start inoculation to the elderly first, and after that, we start vaccination to other citizens.
はい、以上です。
That's all.
Sumimasen, the lady in the back would like to speak before somebody jumps in.
That's right. Okay, if you have any questions about coronavirus thing in Nimi City?
It seems like the approach you're taking is very similar to ours. I guess what has been challenging and frustrating at times is we've followed the precautions and tried to be careful, and sometimes people end up getting COVID, and it's hard to figure out exactly why or to be able to trace it back. But our community continues to be careful. We definitely had a rise in the number of cases during the colder weather. I think at this point, we're hoping that the virus will not enjoy once temperatures rise again, like they did last summer. So that will be interesting to see how the virus responds again during the warmer weather.
ニューパルツでも新見市と似たような方針をとっていますが、いろいろ気をつけてもどうしても感染してしまう人がいるので、なかなか感染源も追えなかったりして、仕方がない部分もあるかなと思っています。で、冬の間はやはり患者数が増えましたけれども、昨年の夏に暖かくなったら、ウイルスが少し下回ったと思いますので、今年もだんだん気候が暖かくなってきて、患者数が減ればいいというふうに思っています。
日本は、今、第4波のコロナの波が押し寄せようとしています。その対策に今、日本中が宿泊している状況です。
In Japan, we are going to have the fourth wave of pandemic, and so we have a lot of precautions and protections against the fourth wave as a nation.
I think what we are also, poised to see how this distribution of vaccines will go. I think there were some hiccups early on in terms of distributing vaccines, but I feel that our federal government, state government, and county government have done a great job of getting the vaccines out to, at first, the most at-risk populations, and now nearly, I believe everyone over the age of 16 is eligible to receive a vaccine. So most people that I know have received even 2 shots of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines, and some have received the single shot Johnson & Johnson. So now we're at an interesting crossroads to see whether the people who may have been less interested in getting a vaccine, whether they will choose to get a vaccine, or some of the people who may have been harder to reach, or have struggled with scheduling vaccine times. We'll see whether the penetration of getting, I think the goal is to get about 70 to 80% of the population who are eligible vaccinated. So I think that's the next chapter that we'll be seeing whether that will shake out.
今、ワクチン接種の話をしてくれましたけれども、アメリカ、最初はそのワクチンの配達とか普及が難しかった面があるんですけれども、国の政府、州の政府、地方政府も非常によくやっていると思いまして、最初に危険度が高い人たちにワクチン接種を行って、16歳以上ワクチン接種ができるんですけれども、もう多くの人が2回の接種を終えています。モデルナとかファイザーとか。で、ジョンソン・ジョンソンは1回だそうですけれども、かなりの比率で行き渡っています。で、あんまりワクチン接種に興味がない人とか、スケジュールが合わなくて打ててない人がいるんで、今後の課題はそういった人にも受けてもらうことで、70、80% あたりの接種率に上がればいいと思っています。
素晴らしいですね。
That's very wonderful.
日本はまだ、ワクチンの接種が非常に遅くて、国内も高齢者、今、医療従事者の一部が始まっただけで、これから本格的に、接種が始まるんですが、一番問題なのは、ワクチンがなかなか入荷しないという問題、それから、メーカーが今、ファイザーそういう問題で、なかなか数が確保できないということなんですけど、国において、6月、7月頃には、できると聞いてますから、少し対応しています。
Your situation is very good about vaccination, and in Japan, it's very hard to get the vaccination because we only have one kind of vaccination from Pfizer. And first, of course, we have just started vaccinating medical workers, and we have just started vaccinating elderly people now, but just a very few. So I hope that the national government told us that in June or July, they'd like to start vaccinating many people. So we are really hoping so.
I think the difference between Japan and the US might end up being, it might, like you're describing, a distribution plan that will take time, but I would imagine that people in Japan may be more open to receiving the vaccine. I think the challenge that we might have in the US is individuals who could get the vaccine might not choose to get it. So I think it's a bit of a moving target to see what penetration numbers we will end up with several months from now. We're hoping that we can reach, as I mentioned, up to 2/3 of the eligible population. But I feel like the jury is out as to whether we will get there. We're hoping.
で、日本とアメリカの違いとしては、日本はそのワクチンの供給に苦労されているようですけれども、アメリカの場合はワクチンの供給はあるんですが、 受け入れるけれども受けない人がいて、そういう人にいかに受けてもらうかっていうのが課題になっています。ので、さっき申し上げたように、3分の2、60、70% ぐらいの普及率に早くなればいいかなと思っています。
いずれにしてもワクチン接種が世界中で早く進んで、コロナの収束に向かうことを本当に期待しています。願うばかりです。
In any way, Mayor Ebisu hopes that the vaccination rate is up all over the world, and we'd like to have, coronavirus disappear from the earth.
Kiyoshi, give the lady in the back a chance to talk.
Okay, I will.
Waiting.
Okay.
Anyone else from the New Paltz team have comments or thoughts on COVID or our vaccination distribution?
でもニューパルツのチームであれのコロナのことでなんかコメントがある人はって言ってます。
I would just comment that I think a challenge here has been that there's been resistance to wearing masks, and I think that's very different than in Japan, where people commonly or typically wear masks if they have a cold. So I think that's been a bit of a hurdle here also. Less so here in New Paltz and in New York than other parts of the country, but it has been a challenge for sure.
アメリカで問題になっているのはなかなかマスクをしたがらない人がいるということで、日本人の場合は風邪をひいた時にも普通にマスクをしますので、あんまりマスク着用に抵抗はないと思うんですけれども、ニューパルツやニューヨークはまだいい方なんですけれども、アメリカ全土で見たらマスクをどうしてもしない、嫌がる人がいるのが問題です。
The other thing I would say, Kiyoshi, is that we're less than 100 miles from New York City. So last summer, many people from New York City came to New Paltz so that they could be outdoors and enjoy some recreation and get away from being kind of locked down in the city.
で、昨夏は、ニューヨークシティもロックダウンになったりしたんですけれども、ニューパルツは非常に自然あふれるところですので、その屋外の空間を求めて、結構多くの人がニューヨークシティからニューパルツの方に、やってきました。
Yeah.
Yeah, New Paltz is a kind of a resort area from New Yorker for New Yorkers.
Yeah, I think that's accurate, and that New Paltz was uniquely positioned in terms of our proximity to New York City before COVID. So some people would enjoy, the fresh air and the outdoor recreation that we have in New Paltz and the Mid-Hudson Valley, and then still be able to keep a foot in New York City. So it seems like that's being appreciated more than ever, but it's creating new dynamics in our area where the prices for houses and real estate has appreciated significantly as a result of COVID. And it will be interesting, and we're definitely trying to keep our eye on this challenge, because the affordability of our communities will be different moving forward, just with more interest from people who had exclusively lived in the metro New York area, now are also interested in living in our area because of the things that we all enjoy, and why our friends from NIMI come and visit us, because they love our mountains and our fresh air, and now many more people are noticing why our area is unique and to be appreciated.
今そのコロナでちょっとダイナミックにやってるんですけれど、 まあ、もともとコロナの場合は、ニューヨークがやっていて、ちょっとゆっくりするっていう地域で。
It almost looked like they were planted on purpose.
でよかったけれども、まあ、コロナのせいで、今、不動産、家の値段がどんどんつり上がってしまって、ちょっとそれは私たちにとっては気をつけていかないといけないところというのがあるようです。で、新見の人が来てくれて、美しい山とか、きれいな空気とかを楽しんでくださっているんですけども、そういうこともちゃんと守りたいと思います。
I would just add to what Tim said that many companies are deciding that employees no longer need to be in an office. And so remote working is also changing the dynamic in terms of where people are choosing to live.
で今、会社に出社しなくても仕事ができるという時代になってコロナ
I want to hear what she's got to say.
で、私もニューヨークシティのオフィスに行かなくても、ニューパルスとか、そういうところに、自然あふれるところに住んで、そこから自宅、リモートで働くということもできるようになって変化があります。
ちなみにニューヨークまで電車で何分ぐらい？
電車ですとちょっと渡るんですけど、だいたいここから岡山に出てきして、1時間半、1時間20分。はい。
I'm curious, has there been any other unexpected changes in Nimi City from COVID?
コロナの影響で新見市で何か予想外の変化とか出来事はありましたでしょうか。変化っていうか変わったことは。
Tim asked me to put my phone on mute, and I asked.
Kiyoshi, this is for Masai. Many people have adopted pets and dogs because they needed company during COVID. So the dog population is also up.
で、これ、マサイさんも興味あると思うんですけれども、ニューパルス、コロナウイルスの影響で、多くの人が、仲間が欲しいということで、ペットを飼い始めたということがありまして、ニューパルスでも犬の、数が非常に増えています。
コロナで変わったことといえばね、医学品と日本人はマスクを皆さんするでしょ。その関係でインフルエンザが全くもう今年は流行がなかったけど、やはりマスクによってインフルエンザが実際された。
The big influence in Japan is we didn't have influenza cases this winter because of we always wear masks and clean our hands and fingers. So we didn't have many cases of influenza as usual this winter.
Hi, this is Michelle. I'm a trustee with the village as well, and I was here at the last call, so it's so nice to see some of your faces again. We had the same effect where there were not as many cases of flu because of mask wearing, but I think we mentioned this in our emails or on the Google group, on Facebook, but how you all told us about the importance of mask wearing at the last call. And I think here in America, we were sort of slow to start that. And there is some reticence from some of the people here in the US. And I think we have a lot to learn from you with mask wearing and the ease in which you seem to adopt it into your everyday. So luckily there has been a lot of people here in New Paltz who have done that. And yeah, so that was just a big thing I remember. And so it's funny because I study Reiki, which is from Japan, from Mikao Usui, and we learned one of the principles is to be kind to others. And I can try to say it in Japanese, but it probably won't be very good. I should have Brandon say it. But it's hito ni shinsetsui ni, and it's be kind to others. And I really think mask wearing is exactly that sentiment. You're not only protecting yourself, you're protecting others. So thank you for setting a good example with mask wearing, and hopefully moving forward, more Americans will do that to protect themselves and to be kind to others.
Okay, thank you. 私はミッシェル・デ・キーンなんですけれども、5月のミーティングにも参加をしたので、久しぶりです。それで、アメリカでもやっぱりインフルエンザは少なかったと思います。マスクの着用だと思いますけれども、実は昨年度5月のミーティングの時に、こちらの新見の皆さんがマスクの着用の大切さを教えてくださったので、私たちもそれを習ってマスクを着用する生活を取り入れました。教えてくださってありがとうございます。で、私はレイキ、日本からの、武道かなんかの一つだと思うんですけど、それを習っています。で、その中のポリシーが be kind to others、他人に優しく、他人に親切に、ということなので、マスクをするということは他人に親切、他人に移さないということだと思いますので、とても参考になっています。これからも多くのアメリカ人にマスクの着用の大切さを教えてくださいたいと思います。
I would really like to hear what the lady in the back has to say before I have to leave.
My
name is Ate. Ate, I'm so happy to meet you again. 2 years ago, my homestay family was Steve and Kara. I am a pharmacist, but working at the pharmacy, but haven't got the vaccine yet.
石橋あってで2年前に日本に行きました。で、薬剤師なんですけれども、まだ、ワクチンは打っていないということと、スティーブとキャラさんの方に書いたりしました。
Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu.
あれ、下西先生どこ行っちゃった？下西先生、どうぞ。次郎さん。
Oh, very nice to see you, Atsue. We didn't recognize you in the very back there.
後ろにいたから分かった。下西先生、どうぞ。次郎さん。
Okay, I have to go. I have to go to the gym and work out. So we'll talk to people later. Bye bye. Sayonara.
Okay. マサエさん、なんかどうぞ。マサエさん。
はい。
はい。お願いします。
キャラとリー、question. Do you have a pet now?
Yes. Would you like to meet him?
見たいですか？
見たいです。
Yes.
I want to meet. Oh. Oh. Ah. What name?
His name is Roger.
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 Men and women. 何ガール and boy?
A boy. Yeah.
Boy.
No, old man. Old man.
Old man.
Like me.
And you? And you?
No.
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 I remember your father's dog.
Yeah.
お父さんの犬覚えてますよ。
覚えて、thank you, thank you. My father's dog did 死んだ
Yeah. Yeah.
10 years ago. 15 years ago.
Yes.
Next dog no, he haven't next dog. Thank you.
You're welcome.
次、大丈夫です、山内先生。はい。
大丈夫、ありがとう。
久々の英語でしゃべれない。
で、直美さん、いけますか？
Hi, my name is Naomi. I live in New York City. ニューヨークに住んでるナオミと言います。おめでとうございます。新しい市長の両親からすごい壮絶な選挙戦だったとちょっと聞いておりますね。I just congratulated the new mayor because I know he had like a very competitive battle to win this bet this time, and I was told from my parents. I'm from Nimi originally, and I live in New York City. And I'm just saying hi because I've been going to visit David's house here and there to stay over like maybe twice a year. I haven't been since the corona, but I'm happy to, volunteer, contribute anything that, you guys need to. I'm happy to contribute my time. I love both cities and I'm just happen to be nearby. So just saying hello.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you. 今後もし何か山内先生もすごく時間割かれてこの姉妹都市交流に貢献されてるってすごいと思うんですけどもし何かお手伝いできることがあったらいつでも言ってください。一応ちょっと挨拶ので参加してみました。
はい、ありがとうございます。はい、この間行った時もニューヨークでお手伝いいただきました。下西先生、どうぞ。
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much. And it's very great to meeting you, talking to you, and it was very fun. I've been there just 2 years ago, and it has been for a long time. I'm very happy to talk to you. Thank you so much. And I want to this time chatting to you again. I hope that. Thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you, Jiro.
Thank you.
Okay, lastly, Mayor Ellis would like to say a message.
今日、日本の菅総理大臣とアメリカ大統領、バイデン大統領の初めての対面での日米首脳会談があります。日米の友好がますます深まることを期待しています。そして今日、私は初めてニューパルスの皆さんとお会いをしました。これまでの長年の友好を、強く感じました。これからも、末永くこの友好関係が続くことを期待しています。今日はありがとうございました。
I think you know the news, but our Prime Minister Suga is visiting Washington, United States America now, and he's going to have a meeting with your President Biden, Joe Biden. And on the same day, I had a chance to see you, see our friends in Newport, and I understand that we had enjoyed the friendship and hospitality from your side, and we'd like to continue this good relationship for a long time, and I'd like to visit you in the near future. Thank you very much.
That sounds fantastic, and we look forward to hosting you, and we look forward to visiting your city.
で、とても素晴らしい言葉をありがとうございました。ぜひ市長にも来ていただいて、お告げをしていただきたいと思いますし、私も新見市を訪問したいと思います。
ぜひ行けることを楽しみにしています。
He's very much looking forward to seeing you in person.
Yes. And I will add, maybe we can do these video conference calls in the future only if we want to, never because we have to.
で、今後もこういうミーティングを、Zoom のミーティングをやんなきゃいけない義務ではなく、やりたいからやるっていう形にしたいと思います。はい。Okay, let's do that.
So this is
Thank you. Yes.
good evening, and we're gonna, you guys already did your work day, so we're gonna head to work, and you guys have a great weekend.
Thank you. 皆さんはこれから良い週末をですね、私たちはまだ準備はなかったですけれども、良い週末をお過ごしください。Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye. It was nice talking to all of you.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
バイバイキャラ。
So wonderful to see you.
どうもまた今度マーガレット and アリス。
Yes, yes. We will tell you.
Glad to see Margaret and Alice.
Yes, we will pass your words along.
伝えます。
Good night.
Good night.
See you next time.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.